Three grumpy gamers.
And I've looked at Red Dead stuff, and as far as I can see, it still looks like it's due out in 2017. But they're thinking about changing the name.
From what? I thought they hadn't set up a name.
They said they were waiting. The stuff I've been reading says that they're working on GTA 6 and other projects, and that the other articles about Red Dead that I researched that said, oh, this week, like you know, when you set your parameters on Google, and all of the recent stuff said like could be as early as February next year.
For Red Dead?
Mm-hmm.
I've not heard anything about it since
So,
it was supposed to be at E3.
So, yeah, I've done something.
But that's the thing though, just because we've not heard about it doesn't mean nothing's been happening. Look at Fallout 4. Do you know what I mean? Like, love it or hate it, the game got announced and it was released like 2 or 3 months later. They didn't do years of hype build up. I hope you're listening, Sean Murray.
Yeah.
I asked Kaylee, because I haven't been playing No Man's Sky, right? But I asked Kaylee if there'd been any new updates in the patches yet, and there still hasn't been anything else added to the game.
I don't think there's going to be anything else added. I just think Sean Murray's going to vague tweet about it for a couple of months until the PC edition drops. They're going to fucking rinse the money and then they're going to be on the merry way. That's what I think.
And a good time was had by all.
Yeah.
So, Sean Murray apparently is going to explain what went wrong on YouTube at some point.
I know what went wrong. He lied.
What went wrong was I didn't get away with my bullshit, and I got busted.
See, I've done not a complete 180, but my sort of like semblance of sympathy I had for Sean Murray has kind of disappeared. Like what I was saying to you on the way in, like I saw on Facebook, it was like a related link to something that I was watching, and this video was titled, "Oh, Sean Murray lying about multiplayer in No Man's Sky," and I thought, oh, here we go. Do you know what I mean? But like when I watched the video, it's like 5 or 6 different instances where he's like talking, he's being interviewed by some like television or radio host or whatever, and they're like, "Can you play with your friends?" And he's like, "Yes, definitely." And like loads of other things like that. "Can you do this? Can you do this?" All things that aren't in the game. Yes, definitely you can. Yes, you can. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, well, it's one thing being vague about it, but like actually just full on going yes. You know what I mean? That's kind of.
Well, advertising standards have launched an investigation into it, to look into it. No doubt what'll happen
Also,
is the police will turn up to his house, but they won't be able to arrest him because they won't be able to see him.
That's pretty funny for you, that.
Something else that I found out as well is do you know how everyone's been complaining about the price point, how it's priced as a AAA game even though it's an indie like house? Apparently everyone assumed that because Sony had such a big thing in like publicising it, that it was their handiwork, that it wasn't.
Hello Games that set
Hello
the price.
Games was like, give us that £65
That's
from
really,
everyone.
really shit.
Yeah.
So like I was saying on the way in, I mentioned there's now a Sean Murray definition on the Urban Dictionary.
How then?
So I'm going to read it out. So beware, this takes a lot of time and patience to pull off this skillful way of doing the sexing. You will also need a tiny penis. Caution is advised.
I've got one of them. Keep going.
The Sean Murray starts with getting a girl online first. She has to be close enough to drive to. Firstly, you talk to her and work your way up to her sending nude pictures. Then you send her fake pictures and videos of a giant penis, claiming it's yours. Bragging about how great you are at the sex, and how you're going to show her a new technique that is unlike any of the other guys she's ever been with that will blow her mind. Do this for 3 years until you finally tell her you want to meet. Set a date for a few months in advance, and then a month before reschedule for another couple of months away. Once you get to hers, start with the sex and show her your actual petite penis.
I can pull this off.
She should instantly be shocked and disgusted, but will hopefully still do the sex with you. If she does, begin in missionary position and start waving your hands in the air, thrusting your hips in small circles while shouting, what is going on? If she asks what's happening, reply with, my mind is blown and amazing. After you have defiled her, try and last only 2 minutes so she doesn't suffer too much. Lie in bed with her and wait for her to tweet and Reddit on the internet about how bad the sexing was and how the 3-year wait for it was absolutely nothing. Then reply with vague answers before going completely silent forever. The Sean Murray.
Sounds about right.
Just in case anyone's wondering, that's a Daily Stratocaster.
Yeah.
So, it looks like one of your most anticipated games of the year is absolutely shit.
Looks like fucking garbage. I'm not getting it. Trash.
I'm not going to say I told you so because I can't. Because it did look promising initially, but it's never interested us. So for it to turn out that it's like wank, it's like, alright, well.
I loved the first two.
Yeah.
I loved them, thought they were great.
It's Mafia 3 we're talking about, in case anybody's wondering. But
In case by some fucking stroke of planetary alignment, someone's listening to the podcast.
we have heard that the graphics on it are awful.
They're
The
dreadful.
frame rate's terrible. It's glitchy as fuck, and the day one patch was like 8 gig.
They've locked the PC frame rate at 30. PC people are
Really?
going mad, yeah.
Like, I could understand, kind of, on console, but on PC there's really no excuse. Because, like, that's the whole reason for having a gaming PC, so you can have, like, fucking crazy high frame rates and, like...
Max graphics
Yeah,
and shit like that.
See, podcast is going well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interspersed with various bits of guitar and...
Yeah,
beat
but
movements.
I told Kurt I was going to do it until he concedes that the Paisley Strat is the future.
Keep plugging away. Awesome.
Wayne's World, isn't it?
Should do a Bill and Ted thing.
Excellent.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, good guys, Ubisoft. Good guys, Ubisoft have new news.
Are they actually good guys though? Are you
Oh,
being-
really?
I'm being a bit sarcastic with
Little
it.
bit.
And what is their fleecing plan next?
Actually,
What is their plan to own my eyeballs?
this is good news. They're giving Assassin's Creed and another one of their yearly releases a year off.
Hang on, wait, can you hear that? It sounds like there's a ship coming in. Boring.
Also, right.
But they've said they're
But they
doing
said-
it to make the games better and the quality of the content better.
Have they not done it because everyone who's worked on it's worked back to back for 4 or 5 years,
And the
and
content's stale.
no one's put a holiday in, and now everyone's owed over 200 days holidays, and they're like being in touch with workers' rights people and that.
They've
Weren't they
also-
always like, just sorry to cut in, but weren't they supposed to be having it off because the film's being made? Or have they just backtracked on that?
the backtrack. Their excuse is the quality of the game has suffered because it's come out every year, so they're going to take a year off to try and reinvigorize the franchise.
Alright, I see.
I hope they mean like,
Ended.
by having a year off, they mean another year of development on the next one, not actually just having a year off.
Well,
and
that's what
doing
they
something
said.
else.
Yeah, another year of development.
So yeah, we'll just have a year off, do something else, come back and go back to releasing it every year. That'll be fine.
Well, they have confirmed the new Beyond Good and Evil games in development now.
Excellent. Well, I want to say I'm looking forward to that, but I think the bench was set really high with the first one.
And plus, it's
And-
Ubisoft.
And Ubisoft don't exactly have the best track record, do they? So
No.
I don't know.
They were doing so well before the first Watch Dogs game.
There's a thing,
That's where it all went wrong.
I was watching an Angry Joe review of Mafia 3 today, and he came out with something I thought, well, that actually makes a lot of sense. He said, from now on, I'm no longer going to anticipate or get enthusiastic about any game. From now on, all games are shit until released and proven otherwise.
The thing is though, is I feel like that. Like I don't like. I mean, certain things I still get hyped about, but there's always like an underlying like sense of cynicism attached to everything now. Where it's like, yeah, but you know. Like, oh, this looks good, but you know it's not going to be, don't you?
That's it, isn't it? Go on, explain that again. Go. About why you said about games. Go.
I'm just really
Just
thinking
do it.
about everything now. Games are shit.
Well, I know.
For the
Far
overlay,
Cry.
for
Far
the
Cry
overlay
is the
for
other
this,
one.
for this podcast to go with that, can you just have me looking wistful out the window?
So it's Far Cry and Assassin's Creed that are going to skip a year to polish and innovate.
Far Cry is another one that I literally don't give a fuck about.
Shit.
I don't. Couldn't give a monkey's
I
fuck.
bought Far Cry 4 and I've played about 10 hours
Is
of
that
it. and I was
'cause he made you?
bored. No, I got it first.
Ah, right.
He put way more time in it than I did.
Trying to unlock boxes.
Do you know what I'm actually sick of now?
Boxes.
Chests. Yeah. Chests. Hate them. And jumping off tall things to unlock map areas. Boring.
Yeah.
Boring. To be honest, I'm kind of, this year, really I think about it, has been so disappointing for games.
Yeah.
It's been shite. I am still looking forward to Battlefield 1 and,
Yeah.
and I know it's going to be buggy. But I think it's going to
I
be...
don't think it's going to be that buggy.
No, I think it's going to be more like Battlefront
Yeah, I was
buggy.
going to say Battlefront had a really strong launch, so I think...
Yeah, I think it's going to go down that road as opposed to Battlefield 4 buggy.
And I think it's going to be probably one of the best games of this year. For sure, because I mean, what's the
Well,
competition?
in all fairness, I've been crying for a World War One shooter for a long time.
God, I think we were talking about it fucking last year, weren't we?
Mate, I've been asking for a World War One shooter for about 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's about time.
I was thinking the other day, because I haven't had a chance to play on my PlayStation with this whole setting up a business thing. So, and I realised that it's not the setting up a business that stopped us playing the PlayStation.
It's the long hours of prostitution.
It's No Man's Sky. I think because I was so fucking hyped for that game, and then I was playing it and I loved it, and I did, and then
You feel cheated.
I
don't
do
you?
totally,
Yeah.
and it's just missing so much stuff, and I just cannot play
Yeah.
it without thinking about that, and it's kind of
Quick
depressing.
question though, right? Because obviously you haven't played it for a while because, you know, business or whatever, or because of this. When's the last time you played No Man's Sky?
About a month, maybe more.
Yeah, I've not touched it in ages either.
And that sort of killed me enthusiasm for the PlayStation, I think. And I was just think, you know, the last Sex Pistols gig,
Yeah.
in Johnny Rotten's words, that's how I feel. Ever get the feeling you're being cheated?
Ever get the feeling you're being cheated?
That's the one. And that's how I feel with No Man's Sky.
That was fucking brilliant, that though, wasn't it?
But anyway, have you seen the new PS Plus games this month?
Yeah.
And?
Transformers is fucking garbage.
Yep.
But I'm really happy about the reskinning of Resident Evil. I think that looks pretty good, and I'm going to play it through.
Yeah, I tried to play it the other day, and you can't invert your aim.
Yeah, but you like touch men, so
Yeah,
Well,
you always invert your aim for everything. Like,
it's GoldenEye's fault.
just turn your pad upside down
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
because you're a fucking
you'll have to
clown.
invert your hands as well though.
Aye, some of them, or invert
Some
your
of them.
thumbs. Yeah,
I just dislocate my thumbs.
yeah.
Right.
There's always a way, you fucking crybaby.
No, that's 2 months in a row. AAA games have been. I mean, Transformers, yes, it's shit, right? But it's still a AAA game.
In
No, it isn't.
quotation marks.
That's
Yeah.
not a AAA game.
Oh, it is.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Someone paid
No,
real
it's-
money for
yeah,
that.
That-
it's made
that was
by
a-
proper-
That was a
it's made by proper
£45
development.
game.
Ever get the feeling you're being cheated? I bet you did when you opened that fucker and got that home. Fuck me, it's garbage.
It is. The band loves it, but
Well, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
I suppose if you're
Yeah.
9 or like 6 or something, it's a great game.
yeah,
But it's not,
utter shit.
not a good game.
And last month, Lords of the Fallen's alright, but I've already got it. So
And what was it? What the other Journey?
Journey, yeah.
Yeah, but look at all that money you wasted.
That £4.50 I'll never get back.
Yeah, you still wasted it.
Suppose I could have spent it on sweets.
Exactly. Guess what guitar this is, mate.
It's the one with strings.
There's the Strat.
Lovely. So we heard 2 more people from Lizard Squad have been arrested.
Yes, I did hear this,
Well,
yes. I'm really pleased.
Have you heard what they've been doing though?
Just DDoS and Blizzard.
No,
and
more than that. They set up a
nicked some
website.
credit cards as well, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they've done that, but they set a website called phonebomber.net, and for $20 they would ring somebody every hour for like of the day for 3 weeks or 3 months, and just verbally abuse them and just be generally dicks to somebody.
See, the thing is though, is even if someone I hate, right, I just think verbally abusing them is kind of like low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they could do something with it. Like, if you're getting rang every hour of the day, it doesn't matter what's on the other end of the thing, you know what I mean? It's still going to piss you off. So why not at least try and be a bit more creative with it than just like, you're a cunt, yeah, I'm going to rape your kids, do you know what I mean?
Like a glitter bomb.
Yeah.
I just think they need to start arresting these people and like really hammering them in the eyes of the law. You need to pound them. Because they're stealing credit card details, man. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I mean, there's no getting away from that. Like, hounding someone with phone calls is one thing. Actually, like, credit card fraud is like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they,
pretty serious.
they should
Yeah.
be absolutely fucked up for that.
And then on top of that, you've got taking down PlayStation Network, Xbox Live.
Do you know what normally
DDoS.
happens to them though? They normally get jobs. They normally get jobs off the government. Or there's another private company that a friend of mine works for. She does sales for them, and what they do is they'll ring the company and they'll speak to just the CEO or someone, and they'll say, right, only you know this, but we're going to hack your system, right? And then they hack them, and then they ring them and they say, right, this is how we got in, and we can sell you all of this to stop it happening, right? And they actually employ hackers to do the job, to hack in and do it, and then to sell them all the stuff.
say that's one thing though, but like I think if you were like employed to do that, or even just off your own back, say if I had the ability to do all that, I could do that in me front room. Do you know what I mean? Like hack whoever, then email them and say, look, this is what I've done, or like email them beforehand and say, can I do this? Do you know what I mean? I think there's ways and means of doing that and using that to secure a job rather than just.
I'm not saying that what they're doing is a bad thing. What I'm saying is they get their employees via this route. These little cunts that should be getting done for credit card fraud will end up getting a job like that.
Yeah. What I mean is, like, say if I was a hacker, I could surely there's a better way of me getting employed by that company or wherever else than just literally stealing a load of credit cards and then someone doing it.
But I think they've got to make an example out of these, because remember what they were like? Oh, police can't catch us.
Yeah, they were mocking them. They were loving it.
Well, an example's going to be made either way, because think about it. These are kind of like the first, really. So it sets a precedent either way. Like either they get jobs, and then every other little cunt who knows how to hack goes, oh, I'll just do this, and I'll make a load of money stealing credit cards, and then I'll get employed. It's great.
It's horrible, isn't it? Little wankers.
I want to talk about guns that shoot shoes.
Right.
I want to talk about how it's guns that don't kill people. Rappers do.
I'm a fucking rapper and I might kill you.
Calling the police. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah.
So as you know, obviously Cyberpunk 2077 has guns that fire shoes, that fire guns that fire shoes, that fire bullets.
The fire shoes.
Yes, according to us anyway. This hasn't been confirmed by CD Projekt
Yes,
Red.
it has. Putting it out there.
I emailed them. They were like, aye, that's a good idea.
Awesome.
That's what we're going to do.
Shoes that shoot guns.
But they're saying that Cyberpunk is going to feature seamless multiplayer in a huge living city.
I bet they pull it off better than anybody.
Do you know what it is though, right?
See, I'm doing it again. I'm getting enthusiastic.
Yeah, but CD Projekt Red actually do have a good track record.
And
Yeah, they do. Like, to be fair to them, even though most of the people who earned that track record now don't work for them.
And like this is the thing I would say, when like a living city with lots of other players in, GTA Online pulled it off.
With that said, though,
So
I don't
it's
think. I
possible.
think even the people who've left CD Projekt Red, who moved on to greater things after The Witcher, like bigger things, like for them, I don't think there was any bad blood. So I think that probably there's still a lot of input in their replacement. You know what I mean? It'll be the right kind of people
Well, it's saying here they've applied for a grant to the Polish government for something called City Creation, which is a complex technology for creating a huge living city playable in real time, which is based on rules, AI and automation, and supports innovative processes and tools for making top-notch open world games.
Well,
Mint.
if anyone told me Rockstar were going to do that, I would think, yeah, they'll pull it off. Same for CD Projekt Red.
They're the one of like very few developers that I still have any faith in.
Now, if you'd said Ubisoft, my reaction would have been, ha 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 ha.
Haven't Ubisoft basically said, you know, a similar thing about Watch Dogs 2 and no one like took them seriously?
No one's bought it, like.
Oh, do you know Watch Dogs 2 comes out soon? Moving on.
Shall I do me quick review of it?
Please.
Moving on. Did you like that?
It's actually a good review.
I thought it was pretty accurate.
Andy's one-word reviews.
You should start doing that because you were originally going to do that.
Did you catch it? I've just done one.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying you were going to do like on your bike. You were going to go off like fucking
A stunt ramp.
yeah, and then be like shit. Andy's review of Mafia 3.
Broken.
Garbage. That's my review. Garbage.
Can you remember a game on the PS3 called The Saboteur?
Yes,
Well, apparently they're making a number 2.
from what I remember, actually it was pretty good. If I remember rightly, was
Se-
that the one where it was like
Set in France, World
Yeah.
War II.
yeah, that was really good actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's just weird that it's took them this long to get a follow-up in the works.
Well, I think it's probably because my reaction there probably sums it up. Do you know what I mean? It did quite well, but it was not like critically acclaimed, and I don't think it sold all that well. But it was a good game.
See, I thought it was alright, but it suffered from really bad controls, like the
Yeah.
clunky as fuck.
I like the concept of it.
I need to re-get GTA 5. I got so bored of it because I'd done everything. And then they brought all this excellent new DLC out.
All the biker gangs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to re-get that.
I thought you would still add it, actually. I was going to ask you about it.
Nah, I'm going to get it again.
If you want, save yourself some money, and I'll give you my copy.
Aye, alright then.
Because I don't think I'm going to go back to it.
Aye, I'll have that then. I might. Do you want like a quick, cheeky old-fashioned or something?
Aye, alright. And a cup of tea.
Oh yeah.
That seems fair.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to pick with you, lad. Fucking massive one, raging. I nearly took a photograph and sent it last night. You've clearly been round. Corner of my sheet was off. Last night when I went to bed, corner was off. She was laughing it off because like, fucking hell's been here. She's like, what are you talking about? Like the corner of my sheet's off.
Thought you wouldn't realise.
No, I saw.
Can't even blame it on the cat anymore either.
No, it was you. I know it was you. Because there's an empty can of Monster on my bedside.
Cup of tea was there though.
Right. Cooper,
Yes.
you still get the Mafia then?
No. Remember, I had a pre-ordered ages ago with the special edition because I wanted the soundtrack on vinyl, and then I cancelled it after. It was after I got No Man's Sky actually. So I think I've been done with special editions far too often.
Basically, you've had your hoop plundered one too many times.
Yeah.
I tell you what, my smartest move ever was when I cancelled.
Watch Dogs special edition.
Yeah, and even though the Division wore thin for me, I still like the watch.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing. As long as you got something in the special edition you quite like, then you
As
can't
long as it's
complain.
something that you're going to get some sort of tangible use out of. Like a fucking figurine of what's his face from Watch Dogs. Like, for me, it's like I'm not a figure collector or anything. So where would I put that? Oh, it'll go on this coffee table here. Oh, I've knocked it over. All right, it's gone in the bin. That's how it would go.
Yeah, I was quite disappointed with the Battlefield 1 special edition. It's got the figurine, a fucking pigeon carrier tube or some shit,
Yeah.
like a messenger tube, a cloth
I started watching.
map or something like that. Shit.
I started watching. I watched the whole documentary actually last night about esports.
It's taken off in a big way the past couple of
And
years.
it was quite interesting actually.
Yeah. It's one of those things that's sort of been around for a long time, but it's never really gained any sort of like
Seems to be
momentum.
getting huge now.
Yeah.
Well, at first I thought this is a little bit sad when I was watching it, and then I kind of thought, well, you know what, it's not really. I'm only saying
Why
that.
did you think it was sad though?
Well, this is what I'm saying. I'm addressing that now because they were playing League of Legends. But I thought, well, if it was another game, like a game that I liked, I would probably be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, say if it was Battlefield or something, you know what I mean? I'd have been like, oh yeah, that's cool. So I thought, well, actually, this is just a subjective thing. And then what I thought was really positive about it, and this is kind of my, like, you know, like, I have got a heart, you just have to dig for it. But this kid was like, well, I was shit at everything, and I got bullied at school, and like, I've gone from being like the absolute bottom of the pile to being like a fucking god among men because I'm on this top team and I'm winning competitions, and I'm like, and I thought, you know what?
Good for
Fair
you.
play.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like I don't have any interest in like League of Legends anymore. I did used to play it, but like I kind of just got sick of it. But at the same time, I understand like their last figures for this is for concurrent monthly players, right? Have a rough guess how many people are playing that worldwide.
I don't know,
I'm
but
guessing
I
a few
think
million.
worldwide it's currently the biggest game in the world, isn't it?
65 million players concurrently a month play that. I mean, it's free to play, but you know, it's freemium.
But these kids are making money off it.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, League's just the biggest thing. Like, there's been professional StarCraft tournaments for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like in Korea, it's StarCraft, the original one, Brood War.
Yeah, I've
is actually
seen-
their national sport.
I've seen footage of them where they've got everything bound to a hotkey,
Yeah.
and the fingers are like at warp speed.
Yeah.
And like,
Those guys are insane, man.
it makes you think, what's the point in ever playing it? Because at some point you're going to come across one of them online,
Yeah.
aren't you?
But what it is it gets referred to as actions, like APM, actions per minute, and it's measured in game. And like pro levels about 300 for StarCraft. So that's like 5 things per second that they can do.
Hell, man.
And I think fucking hell, it's like carpal tunnel waiting to happen. But you know, if you can make good money off it, like there was a French kid named like his StarCraft name was like Stefano or something, and he was the highest. I don't know if he still is. This was a couple of years ago when I used to follow the scene. He was like the highest grossing StarCraft player, and he'd made over £1 million in like 4 years or something playing StarCraft tournaments.
That's what you see. That's amazing.
But you get kids in like South Korea and that who die because they sit
Yeah.
and just hammer.
Yeah, but they make them farm it, don't they?
Yeah, it's like crazy. No, it's China. They
That
have
was
like
China,
farmers
where
and
they
stuff.
made them farm Warcraft.
Yeah,
Used to like have to make loads of max accounts and then sell them.
or just farm loads of gold and sell the gold.
I know for StarCraft, like if you have a professional team and you get like drafted to a professional team, a lot of the time they'll move you out of Korea, and they'll pay you to like basically be a professional StarCraft player, and all you've got to do is put the hours in, so you'll have a coach, and they'll hire like I don't know, like some fucking student flat or something with 4 bedrooms, and they'll just put all the team in there, and they'll be like, right, do you fucking like 6 hours StarCraft practice a day. The rest of the day's yours, do what the fuck you want. So they basically get to go and live on holiday in Korea, well, South Korea obviously, for like however long, play the best people in the world, do the shit what they like doing, and you know, I mean the pay's not great, but they have to live on shitty ramen noodles, but fucking else,
The pay is great. If you're getting paid to play video games,
Yeah.
the pay is great. Doesn't matter what it is.
So yeah.
With this clan I'm in Battlefield, that's why I've been asking, do you do like clan matches and stuff? And they're like, they all used to be part of a clan called AI, which was massive. This is why they're all like top players. But then they all started falling out with each other because there was a lot of them who were like outwardly, openly fucking BNP level racists.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So they were like, nah, fuck it, and they broke off and formed the company, and that's the clan that I'm in now. Because my mate Richie, who I've played since Battlefield 2 with, is in them. So he's like, oh, just bring Monster in, he's a good guy. And then what they said to me was, well, it doesn't matter about your KD because we'll get it up. So I'm like kind of been playing with them every night, and some nights we just play, and like other nights like I was on with Mario and a guy called Vindy Viper, and he's like number 1 Scotland, Mario was like number 1 Poland, and they were just passing me about for fun, just raping me for a bit, and then they were like, right, you need to do this, do this, do this. This is how you check your corners. This is how you do this. And I was playing today just in a server on my own, which is no fun in Battlefield when you don't go in with your mates. and I was coming out with positive KDs, and like, what the fuck? And getting better and better. And then the other night, I was on with Richie and a guy called Scout, and Scout's claim to fame is in real life he shot the Al Qaeda number 3 with a sniper rifle, and like that's his big thing that he loves. But he's not. I think he's top 10 US players, and then Richie's top 1. Wait, Richie's number 1 for Jets in Canada, top 10 for everything else, and they play sniper. So they were just going on these maps, perching us on a boat, dropping different sniper rifles for me, going, you do this, this is how you use it, this is what these gauges mean on the thing. I didn't realise how detailed they were.
Yeah.
And they were like, and now you do this, now you do this, and I'm like getting 1,000-metre headshots and stuff. Like, fucking hell. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm totally embracing the game. It's just great. And what's happening is, the way the menu system set up in Battlefield 4 now, they've emulated the Battlefront 1. So when you open the side panel on the left, all your games are there. So if they're on your hard drive, if you've got them as DLCs, it's downloaded instead of the disc, you can just seamlessly skip from one game to another, which is fucking awesome. And they're saying, oh yeah, we'll still play Battlefield 4, like, because obviously it's a different game to Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of really embracing Battlefield again, and I'm dying for Battlefield 1. Because everyone's on a clean slate. I'm behind on Battlefield 4 because of how little I've played it compared to the other Battlefields. Because with me being partially sighted, which they all know about, but Richie's explained it to them as well, and he said, like, look, when he learns the map, you'll follow him. You know, that's Richie said it was one of the ways he got his KD up in Battlefield 3 was by watching me learn the map. So they kind of want me to do all that. They've asked us when I'm comfortable on the game if I'll be a trainer, because the way I play is completely different to everybody else. So they're kind of trying to make it so they can have like tournament teams again, and I'm quite into that. Like, I quite fancy it. I've already told them that you're coming back to Battlefield 1. I've told them that Gary's getting on.
Yeah.
Because Richie's like, where's Fruit Cellar? I'm like, he's not called that anymore.
Yeah.
Where's Serpent? He's not called that anymore. Do you know what I mean? But I've said you're getting it and you're getting on, and they're like, oh, we'll get them in. Because the main criteria is like just basically be an alright guy, and don't have a problem with playing with people from another country. Keep your racist shit to a minimum, Hal.
Yeah.
Do you have to bite your tongue a lot then?
No, you just say it as long as it's in jest. Like Vindy's Scottish, so me and him go at it all the time. But like it's just banter. But they're not on about banter. They don't give a shit about that. They're on about like legit.
Oh yeah, so I'm on about your legit, racist side.
Aye. Mate, if there's two things I can't stand, it's racism and blacks. Do you know what I mean? There's black lads on there, we're telling black man jokes the other night, it was fucking nuts. You know?
Telling black man jokes.
Yeah. You know, like racist jokes.
I know, but it's just the way you said it. Black man jokes.
As a plus, there's just black jokes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here's a quick question, right? An off-colour joke. What minority would you apply that to?
An off-colour joke.
Yeah.
Probably the Chinese instead.
That's what I was thinking,
And that wasn't a quick question you asked at normal speed.
Alright.
Yeah, so I'm having like a really, really good time playing with them, like. It's fucking great. And I'm kind of getting to the point now where I'm thinking if I can get good enough at the game, I might even be able to get into a tournament, like.
I'm a bit good at that. I'm not going to be able to get Battlefield 1, like. But
Is that because you're a massive homosexual?
that's because I'm massively poor and I'm one step away from being homeless, I guess.
Sell your child.
I've tried. Apparently that's against the law.
English law, sell him in India.
Don't sell him, teach him how to stitch footballs, make him work for you.
Yes, start your own enterprise up. Mate, I'm a massive advocate of children's right to work.
Why don't you, like, buy a fucking 3D printer and all those Funko Pops you sell them, 3D print them?
Would anybody like some 7-Up?
No
I
thanks.
wouldn't mind.
Yeah, so I'm really, really digging it. And I can see me eventually going down that dark tunnel that I always wanted to go down and just be a total FPS anorak for a while. I quite fancy it.
You're going to become a level 100 colonel
Yeah, I am actually.
with a shit book.
Literally before he's got here, I was in a squad deathmatch with Mario, who's one of the founders and he's one of the trainers. He was one of the two the other night, and he's like, right, what kind of guns do you like? What do you like? And he's just going through loads of questions with us, and like we'll set it up like this, do this, and I'm like, fucking hell, it's changed everything.
Yeah.
It's changed everything, and I'm loving it. But I feel because I've been playing it that much, I've got my eye in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not even thinking, and I'm like whipping round, and I'm getting 2 headshots, and then I'm,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I'm like, fucking hell, this is what this game should have been like when it came out.
So Wasteland 3's been announced,
I'm happy about that.
and it's going to include co-op.
Mint.
Oh,
Mint.
we are on that. We are so getting on that. If you don't get that, you're a massive, like, more so than you already are, a massive bender.
I guess
I don't think you understand how money works.
I guess the combat's going to be in
You
real
have
time.
to get it. Right, Natasha, she gets beauty products, shampoo, conditioner.
Nope. we can't afford shit. Like I was saying to Hal, me and Tasha have had 1 meal in 2 weeks.
Right,
Because of that.
so, hang on.
In fact, I shouldn't say that.
Right, listen,
Get it that out.
right. When you do have a meal, you can half what you're spending by just you having it.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Just you have the meal. Maybe eat a pot noodle or something for her, because she can't die. That's illegal. And then who'd look after your kids when you're gaming? So you got to think outside the box. Every now and then, just send her up here with the kids, and we'll make her a sandwich,
Right, okay.
right? And she can live on that. And then what you save, if you save, like let's just say it's £2 a meal. It costs £3 for her. Say £3 every day. Put £3 to one side every day. You don't feed your wife. Right, and then in like 10, 11, 12, 13 days you'll have the money for the game.
We don't eat every day though. So, let's say £3 a week.
Let's say put a £5 a week away then,
Right.
right, and then just don't feed her. If she's really hungry, like she's passing out, dizzy, just send her up here.
Oh, I'll tell you what you could do. I mean, it's a bit legal, like. What you do is
Grow loads of cannabis and become a massive dealer.
no,
That could work.
you take a £20 note.
Move to Colombia and be like the
Well, if
next...
you keep,
hang on.
mate, if you keep it to 8 plants or less, the police don't even act on it now.
Take a £20 note. Tear a little corner off.
Right.
Right. Go into a shop. Pay for something that costs like less than a £5. Give them or rather, basically what you do is you
His explanations are brilliant, aren't they?
I know.
No, I've lost the thing. Basically, what you do is you use the corner and you give them the wrong note or something, and then you ask for X amount of change back, and you go like, no, I'll give you this much, and then you go, look, there's a corner missing there. It was on The Real Hustle. I'm gonna have to rewatch it now because I can't remember how it goes.
What he means.
Basically, you just get shops to give you more change than what you owed by convincing them that they've give you the wrong. You give them a different note.
So if I come into Greg's...
I can't remember the specifics of it.
And
But
I'm
basically, it works because no one likes being put under pressure, and you're like, "Arr!" and they go, oh right, fuck here.
So if I come into Greg's and say, no, Hal, I'll give you a
Yeah, but I
£50
know the
note.
hustle, so it
No, but
wouldn't
the thing
work.
is, where you mate, so you'll be like, oh, alright, then I'll take your word for it.
So you give me 2 £50 notes for a sausage roll, did you? Alright, then here's your change.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, I mean, it doesn't happen now, but years ago, we never used to have like Loomis or anything come round to get rid of our change and take the money away. We used to have to carry it by hand to the bank. And there's plenty of times I was just like, you know, if someone just mugged me, I'd be like, mate, you can have it, just give me half. Do you know what I mean? Go back and it's got mugged. And the company policy at the time was if someone mugs you, let them have the money.
Well, that's policy across the board because it's not your money, is it?
Yeah, but it would have been.
So how are you guys standing on the whole VR thing? Are you going to get one? Are you not?
I'm going to get one in about 2 or 3 years when there's a decent line of titles out for it and the price has dropped a bit and the fucking cameras aren't like gold dust anymore. That's my plan.
Well, you know how they've done the Batman game in VR?
Yeah.
Do you know how long the game is? 1 hour.
Do you want dandelion and bird or which you want lemonade?
Lemonades.
Right,
It's
you're
1 hour long.
1 hour long. You're paying what? 300 quid for the VR set, and then say an extra 50 quid for the controls,
Can't if you don't have it.
and then another 50 quid for the game,
Yeah.
and you get an hour's play out of it.
That's garbage.
See, this is what I mean. At the moment, it's all kind of like nothing's really settled. It's like when a new console comes out the first year. Like there's everyone. It takes a while for people to like developers to find the feet and know what they can push out the console and stuff. And I think it's going to be the same with VR. So I'm just going to wait and see. and I haven't got that kind of money to fucking shell out for it, to be honest.
I think just the fact that you have to buy other controllers separately straight away makes me feel like it's a fucking hustle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Straight away it makes me feel like that's a fucking con.
E-funks.
And for what you're getting, the money doesn't. It's like the money doesn't stack up against it, does it? Really?
No.
It doesn't though.
Yeah, I can't see you getting your money's worth out of it at the minute. Like you
I
said,
mean,
if you wait a few years, maybe.
I suppose it's just a matter of perspective, isn't it? Like, if I had loads of like expendable income, then I'd buy it without a second thought because it wouldn't matter.
Exactly, but like not a lot of people in
Yeah.
the UK have got that at the moment. Somehow.
But, you know, 3 blokes from the northeast of England don't.
Oh, just to remind you as well that if you play Dishonored 2, you're not going to understand it until you've at least played it through twice. Kind of shit's that. Let's make a game that nobody's going to understand unless they play it through at least twice.
Well,
I don't.
I got about 10 hours into Dishonored 1. I thought I've got to give it a chance at least. And it fell very short of it being an immersive experience.
The combat was shit.
Yep.
So, and I don't have any inclination to play Dishonored 2 because of Dishonored.
What I've seen of Dishonored 2, they've kind of. It's still basically the thing with the first one. It kind of went the thief route, but to a less degree. Like, basically, if you stealth people and you manage to take them out, everything was great. If you ever got into full-blown combat,
I can't remember who it was. I was sat with one of yous in the room when I was trying to force
Yeah, it was
myself
me.
to
It was
like
Thief.
Thief, and it was like,
one of my actual comments at the time was, I guess that encourages you to play stealthily because the melee combat's so bad.
that's right, yeah, it was.
And Dishonored's kind of like that, but not as bad. But it's still
Bad enough.
the melee combat and that, if you got spotted, was like so clunky and horrible. But what I've seen with Dishonored 2, even though it's kind of more of the same, some of the powers and that you can use to set up like creative kills is like fucking hilarious. Like he was on a ledge, this video that I've seen, and there's a power called like I can't. It's like someone's a doppelganger basically of you,
Yeah.
and it attracts enemies. And then there's another power called Domino, which whatever happens to one target happens to to everything else that you then aim at. So basically, he cast Domino on this fucking doppelganger, and he then kicked it off the side of this cliff, and there was 3 enemies that it was linked to down there, all went flying through the air and off the cliff, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I can get behind that.
I know he's not really a fan of COD, but I just want to show you this. You know Modern Warfare, the original?
Yeah.
It's basically a screenshot from the original one and the remastered one. Check out the graphics.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, in 9 years,
The thing
the
is, though,
console generation gaming thing has just improved so much.
that's what I think a remaster should be, though.
I agree with
Yeah.
you.
Most remasters, they've just been upscaled
We
to
don't
1080.
have to like the game to know that that's massively different.
It's a massive leap, isn't it? But
Yeah,
it
that's
looks
the thing,
really good.
most remasters are just the old game upscaled to 1080 and put on a new console, but no
Yeah.
change to like graphical fidelity or anything, or like actual like frames or anything. But yeah, that's how it should be. I would have way less of a problem with remasters if they all looked like that.
You would, man.
So on Reddit, somebody had put a post up saying, "How long's the first Uncharted game?" And this was the reply.
That's fucking excellent.
Nice work.
About 5 inches.
That's fantastic.
Made me laugh.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, the internet. So I finally got Darkest Dungeon.
And
It's mint. It's fantastic. It would have been nice to have it in February instead of like September, but yeah, it's awesome.
that's your whole review? Just, yeah, it's mint, it's awesome.
It's difficult, but like, I don't know how to put it, like the game, it makes you think, like you can't just rush in. You've got to like think tactically, and half the time the enemy just like fucks you up anyway. It's not just like It's kind of like I put it in the same box as like D&D, where it's like it's still kind of based on like rolls and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like this
Yeah.
should kill. Oh no, he's left for 1 HP. Oh no, now he's done this and fucking bled us for 10 damage, and you're like fuck. Do you know what I mean? Or like you'll get away with like a clutch dodge or something. You're like yes, he doesn't die now, and then he gets fucking obliterated next turn or shit like that. Like it's good. It's difficult. And it's engaging, and the voiceover work by fucking Wayne June's like second to none.
Do you know
It's
what we've
fantastic.
talked about surprisingly little, considering XCOM 2?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
out now, isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
out
that's
now.
my point.
This is the thing. I kind of I know exactly where I'm at with it because I put it on my Amazon wish list, and I went that to me immediately in my head went, well, if I'm putting it on here, it's something that I'm not going to buy, but I want it. Like if someone buys me XCOM 2 for Christmas or whatever off my wish list, I'll be very happy with it and I'll play the game a lot. But it's like as it stands at the moment, 40 quid for that versus like 40, 50 for Battlefield 1.
Yeah, I was in the same. That's why I pre-ordered Battlefield 1 when I
Yeah.
got that pay off that job, because I thought that's the one thing I'm going to get.
So I will still get it, but it's kind of like just fell down the priority list a bit.
Like for me, Battlefield 1, I'm so excited because like I say, I've got so many people to play with now.
Apparently though, XCOM 2, which I think this is a good change. I can't remember the exact mechanics, but basically you're encouraged to be sort of more, not reckless, but not overly patient, because you know in the first XCOM you could like inch forward, overwatch every turn.
Yes, some of the maps are timed, aren't they?
Yeah,
So you've got to do it in like a...
you've got to like be a little bit reckless, but I like that.
Well, I always finish them a lot quicker than you anyway, because I think what ended up happening, used to happen with me, is my play style became like that, and I got to learn what I could do within the bounds of being
Yeah.
reckless, because I was nowhere near as patient.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I used to always have like a couple of tanks spool in, kick it off, 2 snipers,
Yeah.
me and Tinny.
And the old boy faster. Ian Tectonic Briggs.
That was brilliant, that I like.
I remember when you named like your first sniper like Tori or something, and she got shot in like inside of half an hour. You're like, alright, well, so's Tori. Rip.
That's right. She was assault. She was
Oh
assault.
yeah, she
Because
was.
she was sexual assault, wasn't she?
Yeah, that was it.
That was the class. Being sexually assaulted by my cousin. That's for the record. That's her husband, by the way.
Somebody's put a TV in a GameCube and made a portable GameCube.
That's all right, actually.
It's pretty cool.
It's
isn't it?
pretty cool, yeah. Have they got some sort of like mobile power supply as
They
well?
must have. That's there. That's easy enough to get hold of.
Yeah.
Sure, Michael. Yeah. So, I'll tell you what else has happily disappeared off the culture's radar. I know it's still popular, but nobody's talking about it now. Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
You're talking about it right now.
Yeah, I am, but I'm only talking about the fact that nobody cares.
Apparently it's had a massive fucking fall off. Like by all accounts, in terms of apps, it's still like it still gets a lot of monthly players, but like the amount of people who were playing it to what it is now is like leagues apart.
Welcome to the fickle world of the modern consumer.
Yeah, like 75% of the player base has fell off or something.
Yeah, I think it was always going to be one of them things once the novelty wore off.
Yeah, because there wasn't really
I don't
anything
need to care
to
though,
keep
they
you
made the
there.
money.
Like it was pretty bare bones anyway, you know what I mean? There was no real progression to it or anything. And like that's one of the things for a game, you want to feel like you're doing something. You're not just doing like the same thing over and over again. Looking at you, Mafia 3.
Exactly.
I've just actually watched a little bit of a video of Mafia 3, right?
It's garbage, isn't it?
And it's just loads of glitches. It's like the guy's trying to put a dead body in the back of a truck, and as soon as he puts the body down, his character flies up into space, and he fails the mission because he left the mission area. Shit like that.
That's
like
amazing.
what?
See, that's the kind of thing where I think it's hilarious, but if it happened to me, I'd be like
I'd be
pissed
raging.
off.
Yeah. I'd be raging. I'd be raging.
Virgin. but I have decided I'm gonna start a save file for Darkest Dungeon for YouTube, and all my characters I'm gonna have is like people off me PlayStation things. I'm gonna use their PlayStation handles,
I'll tell you what I have
and I'll
started
update you
doing.
in real time when you die.
I'll tell you what I have started doing. I'm doing one more playthrough of Dragon Age.
Really?
Yeah, I'm doing the custom missions. I've 100%ed every DLC except for the last one, where it's, you know, in your custom difficulty settings, where you've got to put different modes on.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to kill like 20 bears in this certain mode and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm doing all them so that I 100% the DLC too.
Have you platinumed it yet?
I platinumed it ages ago.
Did you? So I remember just before you started replaying it earlier this year, you hadn't gotten the platinum.
That replay was when I got it because I just had to finish it on Nightmare or whatever that hard difficulty's called. But I did. Now I'm going through it with a Quinari Rogue.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I'm enjoying it still. And I don't know if I think Solus is such a bad guy.
Well, no, I think after that DLC where he turns up, it explains a lot.
You're like, do you know what? I can kind of see your point of view. You're just a little bit warped. What did you choose to do with him? Did you kill him? Did you fight him?
No,
I didn't either.
I couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to it.
I didn't do it. I was like, I'm going to prove to you.
Because I thought the whole thing that he did was for a greater cause. He did what he did for reasons. Because of Jesus.
Yeah, because Jesus.
Actually, I just applied for a job at Game, and one of the questions in the form was, what is your favourite game of all time? And my answer was, I can't answer that. So I can give you my top 3, but I can't give you my top game of all time. But after I wrote it all out, I realised that probably my top game of all time probably is Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah.
I fucking love that game. The story was so well done. And
So
the characters are
actually,
excellent.
Amy like played Inquisition, and it's the first Dragon Age game she played, and she loved it. And I was like, "We've got an Xbox 360 upstairs." I was like, you need Dragon Age Origins in your life. You need to play it to understand like where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? And she's like, "Oh, because I had Spotify on the other day, and they had like one of the Inquisition tracks come up because it was on like a gaming playlist thing." And she's like, "Oh, I really like the music for this." And I was like, the Origin soundtrack's way better, what's wrong with you? And she's like, "I haven't played it." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." So,
I keep telling people about our quest where we stayed in character to get Dragon Age 2, because we thought there'd be queues
yeah.
for years. There was no queues anywhere, no one even had a midnight launch. And we had the in his shitty fucking car, and we had the music blaring, and we were winding the windows down, and I was shouting at people, "Good sir, how fare you? Where might we purchase the Dragon Age 2? Do you remember the fucking security guard who thought we were mentally ill? He thought we were slow because we refused to talk to him in any other way than like Dragon Age 3.
Get in.
And he said...
We tried to take a
Because we
selfie.
walked in, we were taking selfies on the way,
Yeah.
and all sorts. He'd come over because he thought we were like high or something.
Yeah.
And he'd come over and he's like...
You can't take photos
He's
of
like, "Can we
Tesco.
take it?" And he's like, and what can we do for you? And I went, sir, you may serve us, you may aid us on our mighty quest. And he's like, "What mighty quest's that then, young man?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for we search out the Dragon Age 2. Dost thou stoppeth it?" All this shit. And he's like going, "Yeah." Right. And the guy's like, "Dragon Age 2, is that a game?" And he's, "Nay, fair friend, 'tis a way of life." Which I thought was a good line. Right? And I was fucking creased at this point. Right? And we were like, I was like, where dost thou hideth the queue? And he's like, "Oh, what queue?" And I went, "For the midnight launch." And he looked at his watch, he goes, "It's only 10 to, mate." Do you know what I mean? And me and Cooper queued, just me and Cooper, at the counter, the games counter, and the woman come out, "Can I help you?" And we were like, "No, fair lady, not for another 7 minutes." It was ridiculous.
And then it turned out they didn't even have the fucking game. We had to go to Asda.
That's right. That was fucking funny though, wasn't it?
You know, every now and then on my timeline on Facebook, the picture of you in my car
The game.
holding the game like this
Yeah.
pops up, and then underneath that is a picture of me holding the game like
Yeah. That was brilliant. Oh, it was so funny. We had so much fun. That was more fun than the game. Because Dragon Age 2 sucked a bit. It was
Yeah.
alright, it wasn't crap.
The story was alright.
Yeah, I thought the story, and Varric's cool in it.
Yeah.
But I think the problem was I missed the Grey Wardens.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what it was.
Worst moment in Dragon Age lore. Go. Not worse as in shit, but like most heart wrenching. If you could change anything in the story, in the lore, what would it be? I know what my answer is.
Ooh.
That's the both of you.
Well, I can't really. I didn't play that much of the second one. I played about 5 hours, so I can't really comment on anything about that. Probably, I think in Inquisition, where you get hold of the Grey Wardens and you use them for fuck all. It's basically like, yeah, you got like basically, even if you play everything on your war table, even if you do everything right, they still maintain massive fucking losses. And they're basically just they've got fuck all to do. Do you know what I mean? They're not doing anything. It's like,
Well,
you
that's
go
what
in
I
and kill
like
demons.
about Inquisition, because the Wardens got decimated, which I think sets the game up nicely for a revival of the Wardens for the next one, and I hope they do that.
Yeah.
But
I think for me, the worst part is Loghain didn't get any redemption. I think if Loghain are getting some kind of redemption and become a kind of
because
anti-hero,
there is two sides to that story,
like
and Loghain's not all bad.
he's
Yeah.
a badass.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
I've had that's the thing. If you do actually get hold of him in the first thingy, I mean, Alistair fucks off, but boo-hoo. But he's actually like, when you talk to him, if you can, I can't remember there's certain things you can do. Like if you don't do it in the game until you get hold of him, he has like certain commentary about it in the first one. Like when you revisit Ostagar and that as part of one of the DLCs.
Yeah.
Like he goes into his side of it a bit more there, but also you can have him. He shows up in the third one, doesn't he? If you've got
The history with them in, yeah.
yeah, like if at Dragon Age Keep, if you've got him so he survives the first one, and it's
Yeah.
got you save. He replaces Stroud in Inquisition. So yeah,
For me, Duncan shouldn't have died, or
Nah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't
They,
remember.
they could have done so much more with Duncan.
yeah.
Duncan was he was like, if
He
you
was a
think,
badass, wasn't he?
you think Loghain was a badass, Duncan just made him look like a, because he was so just brutal about being a Grey Warden.
Yeah.
Remember the bit where they do the where they take the drink, the
Yeah,
and
the
he
joining.
stabs the dude.
Yeah.
the joining, and
Sir
he's just like,
Jory, that's his name.
yeah, and he's just like whack, and he's like, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like, fucking get on.
Yeah. I'd like to have seen more sort of Grey Warden stuff before Ostagar.
And on a spin-off from me disappointment, I think they could have made it more Grey Warden centric, the
Yeah.
other two games, because I actually think that the Grey Wardens are like the
heroes.
underpinning heroes.
Yeah.
That was the thing for me about Origins. That was the massive draw. The whole like Grey Wardens.
Can you remember
like,
the advertising campaign
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
TV? I'm a Grey Warden.
Yeah.
I'm a Grey Warden, you know, and it shows you them just battling dragons and shit, and you're like, whoa, yeah.
Every now and again, like I come across like the gameplay, not the FMVs and that, like on
Yeah.
YouTube.
I still watch them sometimes. I still see them.
Like the one, like that one where the Grey Warden goes, like he's heard the calling and he's going through his last foray into the deep roads,
Yeah.
and I'm like, man, do you know what I mean?
It's intense. But do you know Duncan's backstory?
No.
Oh, he's fucking badass, man. In the second book,
I might have to get
Cool.
hold of the books, like.
well, it goes into how he became a Grey Warden. He ended up murdering the head of the Grey Warden's husband, who also was a Grey Warden, and she decides not to hang him and try and train him, but he's a proper petulant, arrogant,
Yeah.
badass thief and so on, but he becomes like such a awesome dude, like.
Yeah, Duncan shouldn't have died as early as he
I
did.
tell you what I do like though. I do like the I forget his name, the Grey Warden in Inquisition, man, the one who's not really Grey Warden. Tom.
Yeah,
Blackwall.
Blackwall.
Yeah. I think his story was awesome.
Yeah.
I really like Blackwall, like.
I can't see it ever happening, but I'd like to see a prequel set before Origins and about King Marek.
I
and Loghain.
would like the next game to be very Grey Warden centric. I would like Blackwall to feature heavily in it, and I would like Blackwall to do the joining.
and become like the head of the.
Yeah. that would be awesome.
What would be good? Like you're saying, like prequel, if it was set where like Marek and the war between them and Orlais, and like you've got to play as Logan because he was a big cheese in the fucking war,
Yeah.
wasn't he? And that's why he hates Orlais.
Mhm.
If you could do that and get sort of all of his backstory brought to the front, that'd be fucking awesome. I'd love that.
Because Marek and Logan were like.
There's
really
a lot of good
friends.
stuff in the
And,
law that they could pull on.
Well, Marek's wife used to go out with Logan. There was like a kind of triangle
Yeah.
between them, and that. So Logan kind of hated him, but loved him at the same time. So that could play heavily in a prequel, and it'd be good.
There's a lot of good things they could do.
And they won't.
I know that's...
They'll do the ones. And now that David Gade has left, I can see the story suffering.
Hopefully they'll get good enough writers in, but I hope they realise that the people who are fans of the franchise are into the writing.
Yeah. If anything.
He might even come back yet, you know.
That was my answer on my question about on the application form. It was all about the writing for the game.
Yeah.
That's why it's my favourite game.
That's if there's one thing BioWare does consistently well, it's storytelling.
Yeah, agreed.
Mass Effect 2.
Yeah,
Still
Mass
on it.
Effect 2. But I haven't really played the third one, but Mass Effect 2 is fantastic. The first one's good, but the mechanics kind of
I'm
suffer.
going to get the pack at some point.
I
like
think
yourself,
the
really.
first one was too ahead of its time for
Yeah.
the system that it
Yeah.
was on.
But the second one, fucking hell.
It hits you right in the feels. The second one, like
Yeah.
it's good.
Who did you smash? And the second one?
Oh, Miranda.
Me too.
There's no other choice.
But I went through the little receptionist person you've got.
Oh, yeah.
I smashed her as well, but I
I
ended
smashed
up
Jack
Miranda.
as well. I'm in
Yeah.
second place though.
She just gives it away though. Yeah.
The little tattooed freak.
Who was it you sat with me? What was Zephron? The little kid and a comic guy.
And you smashed Zephyr on the girl.
Yeah. With me dude character. I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to do it, I want the trophy.
Yeah, I had to smash Alistair with a dude to get the trophy for Alistair. Smashed his back doors in. Turns out it was his first time.
It's good work.
And then after I did it, I went straight over to Liliana and
Yeah.
smashed her as well. 2 trophies in one playthrough for the smashing doors.
Yeah. The fucking hell, those Zephron, that was fucking awesome.
I still maintain for Origins, Morrigan is one of the most fucking well thought out
totally.
voice. The voice actor, what's her name, Grey
Claudia,
Griffin or whatever.
Claudia Black.
Oh,
Grey
that's it.
Griffin's Liliana.
Yeah. Fantastic work, but in terms of her development as a character is fantastic as well, because she's all sort of hard faced and stuff. But if you romance her, you get all this thing where she starts off like that and then she starts falling for you and then she's really scared of it, letting herself be that vulnerable, so she shuts you out and all that kind of thing.
And you
I'm
can
this
tell
is
at the
incredible.
end as well, when she fucks off, she doesn't want to as well.
Yeah.
You can tell she gives you the choice of having the baby with her or
But
not.
you get the whole gamut of human emotion from her, and I was this is I remember the first time I played it, I was she's so well done.
Yeah.
And obviously Claudia Black's voice doesn't
Yeah.
hurt either.
No, not at all.
In fact, after playing that, because if I'm playing a game and I like it, I'll go on IMDb and see
Yeah.
just the voices. And I'm looking through the stuff and I'm like, shit, she was in Farscape.
Yeah.
And I'd seen 1 or 2 episodes in the past, so after that I decided to just sit and watch the whole thing. And she made Farscape really good.
Yeah, there's some talent to use, there's some good people in these games at the moment. Really good.
She's got one of those standout voices though, do you know what I mean? Where you can hear us there's other games that she's featured in,
And you just know.
and I'm that's Morrigan's voice. It's got to be. Do you know what I mean? And then I've been playing Diablo game with Liam recently, and he the female wizard character is actually Grey Griffin, who or Griffin Grey, whatever her name is, I can't remember. Who does the female wizard, and then Liam's oh yeah, and did you know that Shen, the gem cutter, he's voiced by the guy who did Jackie Chan's granddad on the cartoon show, and I'm fucking hell. That's an obscure thing to just be able to pick out the hair.
Remember that Bethesda game I used to hate it? Was it Rage?
Rage.
It's garbage.
So I'm walking through something and there's just this tiny little voice on a tannoy, and it was
Yeah.
Claudia Black. You
Yeah.
just tell a voice straight away. Good shit.
Rage is garbage. Have either of you shown any interest in Overwatch?
Yes.
I played the beta and I thought it was shit.
I kind of, for me, it kind of sits between. It's got kind of like that MOBA thing going on, but with way more sort of team deathmatch in it. Like it's not really like play the objective; it's just be better than the other team a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, not enough to pay for it. That's kind of where I sit on it.
To me, this new fad of these games
'Cause
like
there's-
Overwatch.
there's
And what was the other one?
I can't remember. There's something about it when I watch it, when I just feel like we've already mentioned it this podcast.
Battleborn.
Ever feel like you're being cheated?
Yeah, they don't feel like AAA games. They don't.
That's
Feel,
right.
They feel like PSN games that you should be paying a $5 for.
Or free to play and
Yeah.
then pay to win.
I mean, it falls into the same.
Free to play games, I haven't looked at it yet, and I don't know if it's going to be any good. But can you remember the old mech games on the Amiga?
Mm-hmm.
There's a free to play mech game. You're a mech, you're a motherfucking mech.
So you're a mech. You're a
Yeah.
motherfucking mech.
Yeah, and it looks like the graphics are not good, right? But the gameplay on it looks.
Is it that Warframe? Is that what you're on about?
No, I'll show you. I'll find it.
It's called You're a Mech. You're a motherfucking mech.
I'll find it.
That'd make a good name for a mech game.
Yeah, I should. I've told you before. I should be a writer.
There's actually a game on Steam, and it's about base jumping, and the title for it's a reckless disregard for gravity, and I was like, that's a good name for a game, that.
Is 100-foot robot golf out yet? I mean, that's.
And if
that's
not,
the
why
big
not?
question.
Air Mech Arena.
No, it's not that one.
No, of course it isn't.
That's not called You're a Mech.
You're a motherfucking mech. Hawken, is that it?
Yeah.
I've actually seen some of the thing for it, and it looks pretty good.
Michael, look at this.
I can see you have eyes.
Watch it. Look at it.
Yeah, I've seen some of the gameplay. It's decent.
You're a mech. You're a motherfucking mech.
There's a guy I follow on YouTube played it for a while.
Look at that. You're a
Pretty
motherfucking
decent.
mech.
You look like a steampunk Ed 209.
Yeah, it is actually pretty decent.
Everything Titanfall should have been.
What?
Everything Titanfall should have been.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much, yeah.
I can't resist.
Yeah, it is actually pretty good. I've seen people play it.
I can't resist.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. And on that note,
Having it.
I think we're done.